Just an hour's drive out of Jakarta lies a mountain. 110 hectares of Jakarta's trash located in the town of Bantar Gebang in West Java, stretching as far and high as the eye can see. Among these mountains, there are thousands of families who have built their homes and livelihood. One of them is Soleh Salahuddin. Soleh has been living among these trash in Bantar Gebang for 12 years. His daily job is living off the landfill, rummaging through these piles of rotting vegetables, plastic, broken phones, and glass, hoping to find something valuable. He has been scavenging around Jakarta since 1989, when he was just 10 years old. Soleh remembers his school days when he began to take up scavenging. He never went on to finish school. Without an education, he made very little money before his cousins introduced him to this job.
Kalau mulung sehari itu bisa dapat 70 kotor itu, Pak.
70 apa?
70.000.
70.000 kotor?
Iya.
Jadi bersihnya?
Bersihnya paling bisa paling 20.000.
50.000-nya kemana?
20.000.
50-nya kemana, Pak?
Apaan buat beli beras, buat jajan si Sopi sekolah kan itu sisa paling sisa 20.000 itu.
Soleh mostly collects plastic waste, which he then sells to recycling facilities across the city. Some plastic items can be sold for nearly $2. And yet it's a job he does not want to leave. He worked as a gardener for a short time a few years ago, but then realized he made much less money than he would as a scavenger. But the higher pay also means longer hours and greater risks.
Kadang-kadang paku ya istilahnya namanya di buangan kan gitu, istilah paku mah ada. Jarum suntik kemarin kita kena jarum suntik aja sampai bengkak. Itu cuman berobat itu doang. Cuman nggak ke rumah sakit kagak. Diobatin di sini aja udah. Obatin pakai misalkan ramuan itu. Kadang-kala pakai ini kencur. Gitu apa aja sih. Sakit mah ya sakit, bagaimana pengen ke rumah sakit ya. Istilahnya biar nggak ada biaya.
Soleh is just one out of thousands of men and women who treat these mountains of garbage as their means of income. Scavengers here start their workday late in the evening and finish in the early hours of the morning. Soleh's elder daughter Sophie was born among the landfill. Her school, her friends, and her entire life were built around this area.
Cita-cita saya ingin jadi dokter supaya bahagiain orang tua dan nolong masyarakat sekitar.
A shy 15-year-old, Sophie spends most of her free time at this non-profit school called BGBJ, which translates to the Seeds of Bantar Gebang. Its owner, Ressa Bunard, shares the same fate as many of the children around here. Born in West Sumatra, Ressa's parents moved to Bantar Gebang when she was 6 years old. After she graduated from high school, she went back to her hometown of West Sumatra to become a doctor. That dream didn't come true, but she still wanted to make an impact, and now she's doing it in a different way. What did this area look like when you were growing up? Was it also a landfill?
No, it was a beautiful place. It was rice field. And then I still remember when I was kid with my friend, in the morning, on Sunday morning, my friend will come to my home and then call me, Reza, let's join us to the rice field. And then we went to the rice field and then tried to catch the small fish. And then like pretending like a farmer in the rice field. But after I think less than a year or just 6 months or something, after we moved into this area and then people start digging the land, and then we questioning what people gonna do in this place. And then we know that people gonna expand the landfill.
After After her return from West Sumatra, Ressa saw many of the children in Bantar Gebang were in desperate need of motivation and encouragement. That led her to start BGBJ in 2004.
When I was kid, actually, I already got the feeling that living in the landfill is not something normal, and then it was difficult. And also, like many people underestimate you because you are from the landfill place, and then that's what I experienced. I have to get like proper education, and then that's the reason why my mom sent me to West Sumatra. So like, she think that I can be something in the future.
That inspiration helped Ressa to push and motivate the children here through education. She knew she wanted to be different, a light in the dark to the children in need of hope. BGBJ provides education, assistance, food, and also recreational activities for the children who lack access to these resources. With these classes, the organization aims to provide alternatives for young people by giving them the right tools and knowledge to break out of their poverty cycle. Every Sunday, the children of Bantar Gebang attends classes where volunteers teach English, sports, music, arts, and other enriching topics. Their volunteers come from around the world, from United Kingdom to China. For years, Ressa has been working to get the government support for many of the families here. One of the projects she's working on is to have the government and local community build a daycare center to support the parents who are scavengers in this area. Ressa says many of the parents bring their children with them to the landfill, exposing them to unsanitary and unhealthy conditions. It can also plant the idea in these children that they don't need to dream big or to obtain a proper job to make a living, and that being a scavenger is enough. That is the mindset Ressa aims to change through her organization.
And then that's what I'm telling the kids, you're not poor kids, no way. And then that's what we keep telling the children. If people come to BGBJ, don't beg, don't ask food, money from people who come, because we are not poor at all, and then we are rich, and then we have to have our the character. When people come to our place, they will say like, oh, the kids well behave, and then they're not like a beggar.
Ressa also wants to work on improving and monitoring waste management issues, as she felt that local governments are still unaware of the seriousness of the issue.
The problem is Indonesia does not have proper waste management programs. I spoke to many of the children that live around this area, and although they sort out and recycle their trash in school because they're being taught that, they don't really do it at home. So the aim is to create an awareness and to make them understand that waste management facilities are important and that this mountain of trash is not normal.
Jakarta is home to 10 million people. Each day, its people produce more than 7,000 square meters of garbage, and that figure continues to increase each day. Due to the city's lack of waste management education, Jakarta does not have its own garbage processing facility. For decades, Jakarta's trash has been dumped here in Bantar Gebang. When this landfill was constructed, its capacity was set to just around 5,000 tons. Today, new trucks arrive every day, with more than 8,000 tons of rubbish being dumped here. It's more than overflowing, and the mayor of Bekasi says it's at risk for closure.
Sampah DKI ke Bantar Gebang itu sekitar tahun 86-an. 85, 86, 87 lah, mulai operasional, kurang lebih sekitar itulah. Bahkan mungkin sekitar 85. Jadi kalau dihitung akumulasinya sekarang ini, ya depositnya sampah itu udah jutaan kubik dengan luas sekitar 120 hektar. Ya. Jadi kalau dibuat lapangan golf itu udah 36 hole itu lapangan golf di sana. Jadi memang depositnya sudah sedemikian rupa dan sistem pengolahannya pun juga masih sistem sanitary landfill.
Rahmat says now it's all too late. The government needs to educate people to stop recycling and start reducing. He believes the recycling system is flawed because it doesn't allow consumers to understand the root of the issue. Recycling indirectly shows that producing trash is not a big deal, as long as it can eventually be processed in recycling facilities. But that involves even more manpower and equipment that cost a huge amount of money. The problem today is how to rid Bantar Gebang of the existing garbage. Local governments and communities in Bekasi and Jakarta are working to start getting rid of the waste that has already mounted. Jakarta is working on building 4 recycling facilities in the city. But Rahmat says while waiting for those facilities to be completed in more than 2 years, the government still needs to do something with the existing waste. Sri Bebasari is often called the Queen of Trash. A self-proclaimed name, Sri was part of the team that helped to create Indonesia's waste management law. Its emergence was due to the landslide that happened in Bantar Gebang back in 2000, claiming several lives. After that incident, parties, including the House of Representatives, decided to conduct thorough research on waste management. At the time, Sri tirelessly worked for years to have the law approved by the Ministry of Environment. Finally, in 2008, Indonesia officially introduced the waste treatment law for the first time in history. Some of the key measures spelt out in the law include the implementation of waste reduction activities and regulating different types of waste, from household to the corporate level. Years of research has taught Sri that waste management is highly complex and multi-dimensional.
Jadi tidak ada teknologi yang paling bagus, yang ada paling cocok sesuai penyakitnya kan. Jadi tidak boleh kita mengatakan teknologi insinerator itu lebih bagus dari kompos lebih bagus. Kita butuh semua gitu.
The challenging nature of waste management has turned technology into a vital and even indispensable component in Indonesia's fight against waste.
Sebenarnya yang mengurus sampah itu siapa sih regulatornya? Siapa operatornya? Terus kalau misalnya di negara berapa kementerian gitu. Nah sekarang kan misalnya Menteri PU, Menteri LH, Depdagri, padahal juga harusnya ada Menteri Agama, Menteri Pendidikan dan lain, karena ini pembangunan manusia, bukan hanya pembangunan fisik misalnya. Misalnya contoh misalnya sampah di sungai. Kalau Menteri PU itu mungkin bikin alat atau bendungan gitu, tapi siapa yang bisa mengajarkan orang tidak buang ke sungai? Nah makanya Menteri Agama perlu di sini. Karena mungkin aja ulama, gereja, dan lain-lain. Ini pembangunan manusia, dan pembangunan manusia itu lebih kompleks.
Today, Sri spends most of her days at the Rawasari Integrated Waste Processing Site in central Jakarta. It's owned by the city's government, which was established since the year 2000. She's working to introduce composting techniques to create a neat, ideal, and even odorless garbage processing facility. For now, life will remain the same for the families and children in Bantar Gebang.
I hope the children in BGBG they can see there is a hope for the future. I want to achieve this, and I have to do this. And then that's what we are doing in BGBG. Like we keep motivate them. I said to the children, use BGBG as a place for you to be creative, and then to tell the world that we are exist, and then we are human, we are part of Indonesia, and then we are not miserable people, we are happy people. But what we need is just give us opportunity.
Bantar Gebang has shown that one man's trash is another man's treasure. Soleh does not have any plans of leaving his job of being a scavenger. He continues to push his children to become the future leaders of tomorrow, pinning all of his hopes and dreams on them.
Aku pengen orang-orang di sini jangan buang sampah sembarangan, jaga kebersihan, terus jangan pakai sampah plastik supaya bumi kita indah dan indah dipandang dan sehat juga.
In the midst of this growing mountain of trash, families go about their day-to-day activities showing the incredible strength of the human spirit. And an example that even though conditions may be challenging, love, joy, and most importantly, hope will always thrive even in the most unlikely of places.